5,731 children dead. Then came one word the Cosmic Emperor could not ignore. Mara Vance thrust her datapad forward. A searing hologram erupted across the Imperial dais. 5,731 scorched the polished obsidian floor in letters 10 meters tall. Gasps rippled through the Grand Concordat chamber. Alien delegates recoiled in their tiered seats. The Cosmic Emperor Sale IX froze mid-gesture on his throne, his iridescent scales paling. Chancellor Risk Colt shot to his feet. Envoy Vance, proceedings have not commenced. Retract that projection at once. Mara held her ground. Her fingers stayed locked on the transmit key. The number pulsed, unyielding. She met the Emperor's gaze. These are children, your supremacy, not politics, not yet. The chamber buzzed. Admiral Keld Vara leaned forward from his fleet commander's podium, mandibles clicking in unease. Envoy Inspector Leo Ansel stood silent at Mara's side, his human hands clasped behind his back. Colt's eyes narrowed, his feathered crest flaring. This is inflammatory. Unverified, I move to classify it as such. Mara tapped her pad again. Sensor logs flooded the hologram, time-stamped bursts of plasma fire raining on a border-world nursery dome. Hospital manifests scrolled next. Names, ages, neural scans flatlined in red. Verified. Coalition strike vectors from General Atrax Knowles' Vanguard. 5 minutes ago, real-time relay, delegates murmured. A Zyphery envoy whispered into a comm link. Colt banged his staff. Irrelevant. Protocol demands review by the quarantine board. Evidence must be sealed pending authentication. Leo Ansel stepped forward. He slid a crystal data sliver across the dais edge. Already authenticated, Chancellor. Imperial Treaty Article 47, battlefield telemetry supersedes board delay in child casualty claims. Colt snatched the sliver. His crest wilted slightly. He scanned it, then thrust it back. Fabricated. Human tech glitches are notorious. I invoke Concord Protocol 19, quarantine all submissions. Judgment delayed 30 cycles. The Emperor stirred. His voice boomed, modulated calm. Chancellor speaks for stability. Envoy Vance, stand down. Mara's jaw tightened. She felt the weight of those numbers like a blade in her ribs. 5,731. She had memorized each manifest on the shuttle ride-in. Not statistics. Lives. Her hand hovered over the pad. Leo leaned close, voice low. Emergency clause, Mara, Article 112, one word, use it. She nodded once, activated the override. A treaty chime echoed through the chamber, ancient and binding. The hologram shifted. Article 112 glowed. In extremis of innocence, petitioner granted one unfiltered utterance before the throne. Cult world. Obsolete clause, never invoked. Supremacy, overrule. Silence. The Emperor raised a claw. His eyes locked on Mara. Scales shifted from pearl to warning amber. Speak your word, human. Mara drew breath. The chamber held still. She projected one final overlay, a grainy vid feed of tiny forms crumpled in rubble, coalition banners flickering in the strike's afterglow. Your word, the Emperor repeated. She met his gaze, voice steady, amplified. Accountable. The word hung, echoed off vaulted ceilings. No more, just that. Colt exploded. Preposterous. This forces nothing. Supremacy, quarantine her. Admiral Vara stood. Wait, he tapped his own console. Fleet readouts bloomed beside Mara's hologram. Vanguard signatures match. Atrax Knowles' false flag. He's baiting us into paralysis while his coalition masses at the Veil. Delegates shifted. A murmur swelled to shouts. The Zyphery envoy activated a private channel, outright treason if Mara read the gestures right. The Emperor's claws drummed his thrown arm. Accountable, he echoed softly. His gaze flicked to Colt. Chancellor, your curated brief omitted child tallies. Colt paled. Supremacy for stability. Stability dies in nurseries. The Emperor rose. His presence filled the dais, gravity fields humming. Admiral Vara, mobilize the 5th Imperium Fleet. Intercept Atrax at the border world. Vara saluted sharply. Vectors plotting now, supremacy. Mara exhaled, her pulse thrummed. Leo placed a hand on her shoulder, subtle approval. But Colt wasn't done. He circled the dais, voice oily. A word changes nothing. Coalition denies involvement. Atrax claims accident. War escalates regardless. The Emperor ignored him. Turn to Mara. Envoy, your proof holds, but one word buys time, not victory. What next? Mara straightened. She had planned for this. Invoke full tribunal supremacy. Cross-examine Atrax via hololink, our logs against his lies. Colt laughed sharp. He'll dodge, always does. Not with Article 112 active. Mara tapped her pad, the clause expanded, asterisk throne-bound oath of candor enforced. He lies under your gaze, his coalition fractures. The Emperor considered, his scales settled to steady blue. Granted, summon the warlord. A view screen ignited. General Atrax Knoll's face filled it, tusked, scarred, grinning from his command barge. Emperor Sale, to what do I owe the pleasure amid this? Mishap. Mara cut in before protocol could gag her. Mishap, your plasma lanced a nursery dome. 5,731 confirmed dead. Atrax's grin faltered. Human exaggeration, shields failed, tragic error. Leo fed fresh data, drone footage of deliberate targeting overrides. Error logged in your own black box, warlord, oath of candor, truth now. Atrax's eyes darted. Coalition banners flanked him, rival houses itching for Empire blood. The children, collateral, Empire's border neglect provoked. Enough. The Emperor's voice cracked like thunder. Accountability clause binds you, retract your fleets, or face Imperium judgment. Atrax hesitated. His advisors whispered furiously. Then a nod. Fleets hold, but Empire strikes first, war follows. Vara's console pinged. Imperium interceptors away, clean blockade. Colt seethed beside Mara. You've appended balance, human, factions mobilize even now. She faced him, compassion edged her steel. Balance on dead children? No, procedure demands better. The Emperor watched Atrax's feed flicker offline. Warlord complies for now, Envoy Vance, your word echoes, humanity's resilience noted. Mara bowed slightly. Inside, grief twisted. Those children wouldn't return, but war, averted for today, alarms blared suddenly, Vara's podium lit red. Chancellor's comms compromised, rival envoys rallying coalition proxies. Cult world. Lies. The Emperor's eyes hardened on his chief minister. Explain. Mara gripped her pad. Proof scrolled in Cult's hidden channels to Atrax. The Chancellor's crest drooped. Traitor, Vara growled. Cult bolted for the chamber exit. Guards swarmed. Chaos erupted. Delegates shouted. Mara stood firm amid the storm. Her one word had cracked the throne's facade. But as Atrax's fleets loomed on tactical hollows, she knew one word started the fight. Humanity's determination would finish it. The Emperor turned to her. Envoy, advise me. War brews despite. Mara met his gaze. Hold the line, supremacy. Humans fight for the innocent. Join us. His scales shimmered, respect dawning. So we shall. Fleet horns blared. The chamber united. For the first time, aliens saw human compassion as unbreakable steel. Mara Vance swiped her diplomatic override across the archive vault's seal. The massive doors hissed open, revealing rows of glowing data spires under sterile blue light. She gripped Inspector Ansel's elbow and pulled him inside. Start with the strike telemetry. Cross-reference every civilian transponder from Epsilon Verge. We pin this to Atrax's corridor. Ansel nodded, his thin fingers already dancing over a holopad. The quiet human legal attaché moved like a surgeon, precise, unhurried. Mara scanned the chamber. Archive drones hummed in alcoves, their alien tech pulsing with petabytes of Imperial records. No staff yet. Good, secrecy bought time. Transponders active, Ansel murmured. 5,731 signatures, school convoy. Unarmed, his pad projected a timeline, glowing threads of civilian paths weaving through border space. Then red slashes, fleet ordnance vectors. Mara leaned in. The data bloomed into a 3D reconstruction. Shuttles dotted the void, broadcasting school frequencies. An Imperial cruiser ghosted into frame, its silhouette matching Admiral Vara's command logs. But the firing solution arced wrong. Not intercept. Strike. Overlay the invasion corridor, Mara ordered. Her voice stayed level, but her knuckles whitened on the pad's edge. Grief fueled her focus, those children reduced to transponder ghosts. Ansel complied. Yellow hazard lines snapped into place. Atrax's coalition push, the one the Empire didn't see. The cruiser sat dead center, blocking civilian escape. Ordnance bloomed. Transponders winked out. 5,731. Proof, Ansel said softly. Vara's ship fired under orders to clear the lane, Atrax's lane. Mara's jaw set. Procedure was her blade. Log it, timestamp everything. We take this to the Emperor. Alarms chirped, proximity alert. Footsteps echoed from the outer hall. Mara spun. Chancellor Riscalt strode in, flanked by two archive curators, his crest feathers ruffled, eyes like polished obsidian. Envoy Vance, this sector is reassigned. Imperial Security Protocol. She stepped forward, blocking Ansel's spire. Protocol 47B, diplomats hold unlimited archive access during active inquiries. Cite your override. Cult's mandibles clicked. He waved a data slate. Reassignment order signed by my seal. Your human attaché's query overloads the grid. Access revoked. Ansel's pad flickered. Connection severed, he whispered. The reconstruction froze mid-bloom, transponders half erased. Mara's pulse hammered, cover-up live and blatant. She snatched Ansel's pad and jacked it into her own diplomatic link. Not here, you don't. We're rerouting. Colt lunged. Guards! Mara yanked the cable free and bolted for the public terminals lining the vault's outer ring. Open court feeds blinked there, linked to the Grand Chamber, broadcasting every query to delegates galaxy-wide. Witnesses, perfect. Ansel followed, pad clutched tight. Mara, the encryption, public nodes bypass it. She slammed her override into the nearest terminal. The screen flared to life, projecting their reconstruction across the court feed. Giant hollows bloomed in the distant chamber, Mara knew from the echo of gasps. Chancellor Colt skidded to a halt. Cease that broadcast. Supremacy's eyes only. Too late. Mara keyed the cross-check anew. Civilian transponders flooded the public grid, fleet vectors overlaid. The strike timeline rebuilt itself, frame by agonizing frame. Shuttles screaming evacuation codes, cruiser locking on, missiles away. Delegates' voices crackled over the open comm. Emperor, see the corridor, Atrax's path. Admiral Vara's growl cut in from his podium feed. My logs confirm. We cleared for coalition incursion. Chancellor's directive. Colt whirled on Mara. You force my hand, human. This sparks war. She met his glare. Compassion tempered her steel. She saw the lives he bartered, the children he buried in deniability. Procedure forces truth, Chancellor, not war. Ansel whispered beside her, full reconstruction complete, casualties pinned. Invasion corridor exposed. The terminal pinged. Court-wide alert, all eyes on the archives. Mara glanced at the feed. Cosmic Emperor Sail IX loomed in the Grand Chamber, scales rippling as he watched the hollow. Beside him, rival envoys shifted, coalition proxies, Atrax's puppets. Colt barked at the curators. Kill the power! A curator hesitated, tentacles twitching toward the terminal. Mara shoved Ansel behind her. Touch it and I log obstruction under galactic witness. The chamber erupted over comms. Chancellor interferes, proof of complicity. Vara's voice boomed. My fleet stands ready, supremacy, clean rules demand action. Colt's crest deflated. He signaled the guards, they advanced, stunners humming. Mara held her ground, her pad vibrated Emperor's direct query. Envoy Vance, verify the feed. She tapped back, voice steady. Verified supremacy telemetry matches. Children died to hide Atrax's push. Silence gripped the line. Then Sail IX's decree thundered court-wide. Chancellor Colt, stand down, archives unsealed, full inquiry. Colt froze, guards halted. His eyes bored into Mara, rage, calculation, fear. She didn't flinch. Humans fought with words first. Procedure was their shield, compassion their spear. But alarms wailed anew. Tactical hollows flickered on the public feed, Atrax's fleets massing at the border. False flags launching. Ansel paled. They're moving, now. Mara gripped her pad tighter. One honest reconstruction had cracked the cover, but war loomed. Her next word would arm the Empire or doom it. The Emperor's voice cut through. Envoy, approach the throne. Your proof demands counsel. She straightened, time to weaponize the truth. Colt sneered as she passed. Stubborn ape, you've lit the fuse. Mara paused, voice low. Good, let it burn the lies. She strode out, Ansel at her heels. The court watched. Aliens whispered, humans never yield, not to procedure, not to power. In the Grand Chamber, Sail IX awaited. His throne gleamed under starlight projectors, delegates parted. Admiral Vara nodded respect from his podium. Mara bowed precisely. Supremacy, the strike was no accident. Atrax baits invasion, your chancellor enabled it. Sail's eyes narrowed, multifaceted, weighing her. Bold claim, human evidence? She synced her pad to the throne hollow. The reconstruction engulfed the chamber, children's transponders dying in fire, corridor blazing yellow. Gasps rippled, coalition envoys recoiled, Colt burst in behind her. Fabrication, human trickery, Vara slammed his podium. My logs match, Chancellor, your orders cleared the lane. Sail raised a claw, silence fell. Chancellor, respond. Colt's mandibles worked. Strategic necessity, balance requires. Balance, Mara's voice sliced clean. 5,731 children, procedure demands justice. The Emperor's scales shimmered, dawning respect. Human compassion, weaponized, noted. Coalition proxies stirred. One hissed, Warlord Atrax avenges border slights. Mara faced them. He slaughters innocents, Empire act or fracture. Sale leaned forward. Admiral Vara mobilized the line. Vara saluted. Fleets away, supremacy. Colt seethed beside Mara. You've appended balance, human. Factions mobilize even now. She faced him. Compassion edged her steel. Balance on dead children? No, procedure demands better. Atrax's feed flickered online, Warlord's face snarling from the border. Empire cowers, coalition strikes. Sale watched it die. Complies for now. Envoy Vance, your word echoes. Humanity's resilience noted. Mara bowed slightly. Inside, grief twisted. Those children wouldn't return, but war averted. For today, alarms blared suddenly. Vara's podium lit red. Chancellor's comms compromised. Rival envoys rallying coalition proxies. Cult world. Lies. Sale's eyes hardened on his chief minister. Explain. Mara gripped her pad. Proof scrolled in Cult's hidden channels to Mara thrust her pad forward. Chancellor Cult's hidden channels linked directly to General Atrax Knoll. Emperor Sale IX's scales rippled silver under the chamber lights. His multifaceted eyes locked on the scrolling data, encrypted bursts, timestamps matching the border strike, Atrax's coalition sigils woven in. Cult's mandibles clacked. Fabricated logs, human sleight of pad. Admiral Vara leaned from his podium, his armored crest flaring. My fleet telemetry confirms the lane's supremacy. Chancellor's overrides cleared them. Coalition proxies hissed from the gallery. One warlord's envoy bared fangs. Empire intrigue, Atrax defends borders. Sale raised a claw. Silence crushed the room. Envoy Vance, private audience. Now. Guards parted the throng. Mara followed the Emperor through a side arch, her boots echoing on obsidian floors. Leo Ansel, her legal attaché, slipped in behind, pad clutched like a shield. The antechamber sealed. No windows. Hollow screens flickered with strike telemetry, shattered habitats, tiny forms amid rubble. Sale settled on his throne dais. His voice hummed low, vibration thrumming Mara's ribs. Speak plain, human, your proof accuses my chief minister. Mara met his gaze, no bow, no flinch. Children, the word hung, Sale's claws flexed. 5,731, she repeated. Not soldiers. Not threats, children, procedure, your procedure demands accountability. His tail coiled tight. Galactic balance phrase on such words, cult curates stability. Stability? Mara stepped closer. Atrax's strike was no accident. Cult's channels fed him targeting data. Imperial ally complicit. Sale's eyes narrowed. Ally, name it. Chancellor Cult himself. Mara tapped her pad. Leo projected the chain, Cult's sigil to shadow relays, Atrax's confirmation pings. The Emperor's breath rasped. Human compassion turns scalpel. Admiral Vara. He activated a comm. Attend, present options, containment only, no open war. Vara materialized via hollow, his fleet command deck backdrop pulsing. Supremacy, blockade Atrax's vectors, surgical intercepts on coalition supply lines. Empire holds line without escalation. Sale nodded once. Execute quietly. The hollow winked out. Mara held steady as the chamber door hissed. Cult strode in, robes swirling, eyes like quenched coals. Envoy Vance. His voice dripped silk over steel. A gesture of balance. Compensation, rebuilt habitats, endowments for the fallen, withdraw your emergency clause, let procedure sleep. Myra's jaw set. Grief clawed her gut, but she channeled it to spine. No, Cult's frills flared. Refusal invites war, factions circle. Leo murmured at her elbow. Clause holds per Imperial Code 47.2, evidence filed. Myra activated her pad. Formal charge, Chancellor Risk Cult complicit in border strike, aiding General Atrax Knoll, Imperial ally turned architect of slaughter. Cult recoiled. Treasonous lie. Sale's claw slammed the dais. Proof stands, Chancellor, explain. Cult whirled on the Emperor. Strategic deniability, coalition probes demanded response. Children, regrettable collateral. Regrettable? Mara's voice cracked the air. Procedure names it murder. Sale rose, towering. Guards detain the Chancellor, pending inquiry. Cult lunged for the door, restraints hummed, pinning his arms. You shatter the throne, human, rivals mobilize, war comes. Mara watched him dragged away. Her hands trembled, but she pocketed the pad. Compassion burned, those children gone forever, yet procedure-bent power, Sail turned to her. Your word echoes, Envoy, humanity fights not with fleets but truth. Admiral mobilizes, war, delayed. Leo touched her arm. Fleet pings incoming, Vara's blockade forms. Mara nodded. Victory tasted like ash. HFY still prowled borders. Coalition envoys plotted. Alarms pierced the antechamber. Sail's throne console blazed red. Intrusion, Chancellor's vaults breached. Mara's pad vibrated. Incoming from Vara. Supremacy, Coalition Vanguard jumps in, HFY leads. Cult's codes open the lane. Sail's scales darkened to obsidian. Envoy, your charge ignited this? She gripped tighter. No, it exposed it. Doors burst. Admiral Vara stormed in flesh, not hollow, flanked by shock troops. Border world's second strike imminent, orders. Sail locked eyes with Mara. Human, advise. Her mind raced. Procedure demanded justice. Compassion demanded lives saved. Target HFY's command ship, precision strike. Broadcast cult's betrayal galaxy-wide. Vara's crest snapped high. Admiral's ascent, human strategy clean. Sail signaled. Transmit. HFY's face erupted on the central hollow, snarling from his flagship bridge. Empire fractures, Coalition claims the void. Mara stepped forward, her voice broadcast live. General HFY, your Avengers strikes killed 5,731 children. Chancellor Cult fed you the lanes. Proof transmits now. HFY's eyes widened, human resilience broadcast raw. Coalition feeds glitched as data flooded, his bridge erupted in shouts. Betrayal! Sail watched, unblinking. Vara, intercept. Fleets clashed on the hollow, Imperial cutters slicing Coalition flanks. HFY's ship bucked under precision fire. Mara exhaled. One honest word rippled outward, but HFY's voice cut through static. Empire puppet, humanity's diplomat dies first. Missiles streaked toward the palace vector. Vara barked, evasive. The chamber lurched. Sail gripped his throne. Envoy, your determination holds. Mara braced. Alarms wailed. War's course shifted, but HFY hungered. Leo yanked her down as beams raked the shields. Incoming boarding pods. Troops fired. Intruders breached, Coalition assassins, fangs gleaming. Mara drew her sidearm. Humans fought back, always. Vara's blade sang, cleaving the first. Protect the diplomat, she fired true. One down, compassion fueled precision. Sail unleashed energy from his claws, vaporizing two more. Humanity teaches resolve. The last assassin lunged at Mara. She sidestepped, Leo's shot dropping it. Silence fell amid smoke. Vara sealed the breach. Pods from HFY's escort, he's desperate. Sail straightened. Broadcast ends. Galaxy sees cult's treason, Coalition's fracture. Mara holstered her weapon, pulse thrummed. Children avenged, not with rage, but reckoning, her pad chimed. Envoy feeds galaxy-wide. Human diplomat names Emperor's betrayer. Warlord HFY isolated. Sail's gaze softened fractionally. Your species never angers quietly. Footsteps echoed. Chancellor Cult's guards returned, hauling a bound figure, not Cult. Vara growled. Decoy, real chancellors escaped. HFY's extraction. Sail's claws gouged the dais. Hunt them. Mara's resolve hardened. Procedure demanded more. One word started it. Now humanity finished it. HFY's final transmission looped. Diplomat Vance, you end here. Shields buckled again. Bigger assault inbound. Mara Vance slammed the war room hatch open. Alarms screamed. Hollow displays flickered with incoming invasion swarms, HFY's carriers blotting the stars. Admiral Vara, her voice cut through the din. Defensive corridor now, evac routes first, 5,000 kids still dirt side on Epsilon 9. Vara spun from the tactical nexus. His scaled brow furrowed, officers froze mid-command, the Admiral's claws tapped a console. Envoy Vance, throne chambers breached, you're not cleared. Clear me. Mara strode forward. Leo Ansel flanked her, pad streaming fresh telemetry. Smoke from the assassin fight still clung to her uniform. Shields hold 5 minutes. HFY's pods seed the next wave. Block those vectors, protect the shuttles. Vara's eyes narrowed. Multi-jointed fingers danced over hollows. Red threat icons pulsed. Imperial row binds us. No blind fire. You demand a corridor, pick the targets. Name carriers by transponder, or it's your liability. Mara leaned into the display. Human fingers flew across her pad. Leo synced data. Battlefield scans overlaid Imperial grids. Transponders lie, HFY fakes them. But thrust signatures don't. Isolate the heavies, 3 carriers, vectors 47 Mark 12, 89 Mark 3, 112 Mark 7, net them non-lethally. Vara barked a laugh, harsh like grinding gravel. Non-lethal, against coalition armor, your compassion blinds you, human. Compassion sees clear. Mara zoomed the hollow. Tractor webs from your pickets, disruptor pulses to jam engines, funnel them into the debris field, trap the carriers, shuttles slip free. Silence gripped the room. Officers exchanged glances. Vara studied her overlay. His tail lashed once. Rules allow interdiction if it works. He keyed comms. All pickets, Vance protocol, execute. Engines thrummed. The ship lurched as Imperial cruisers pivoted. Mara gripped a stanchion. Leo murmured, evac telemetry, 2,000 aboard. 3 still loading. Vara's bridge crew snapped to stations. Pickets deploying webs, disruptors charging. Mara watched the hollow bloom. Blue Imperial lines snaked out. Enemy carriers, hulking wedges barreled in. Red icons flared as webs latched. One carrier yawed, engines stuttering under pulses. They're turning, an officer hissed. Toward the planet, Vara growled. Adjust vectors, tighten the funnel. Mara's pad pinged. Shuttles lifting, kids first, priority holds, the lead carrier bucked. Decoy beacons erupted from its bays. False Imperial signatures bloomed across the grid. Hollow screamed warnings, friendly fire risks. Decoys, Vara roared. Atrax seeded fakes to frame us. Vance, your plan corners them anyway. Webs dragged the carrier into asteroid debris. Hull plates buckled. Secondary explosions lit the void. No cities hit, no civilian strikes. Second carrier followed. Disruptors fried its nav core. It drifted helpless, beacons winking out. Third tried to break. Picket fire, precise, non-lethal, netted it clean. Vara straightened. Carriers trapped. Invasion stalled. Evacs clear. Mara exhaled, pulse steady. Procedure saved them, not rage, Leo nodded. Telemetry irrefutable. Galaxy sees the frame job now. Alarms shifted tone. Throne chamber feeds patched in. Emperor Sale's voice boomed over comms. Vara, report. Assault blunted majesty. Human envoys trap worked. Atrax's decoys exposed. Sale's claws scraped audible. Broadcast it, all channels. Myra's pad lit with envoy streams. Feeds raced galaxy-wide. Imperial nets snare invaders. No civilian blood. Human plan thwarts false flag. Vara turned to her. His scales flushed respect shade. You draft like a strategist, Vance. Humans fight with minds first. She holstered her pad. We fight for lives. Yours included. Footsteps pounded the corridor. Emperor Sale entered, flanked by guards. His ceremonial robes swirled. Claws glowed faint from earlier discharge. Envoy, your corridor holds. Epsilon 9 breathes. Mara met his gaze. Children breathe, Emperor. 5,731 demand more. Sale's multifaceted eyes word. Chancellor cult flees with Atrax. Political intrigue unravels. Vara's console chimed. Majesty incoming hail. Coalition warlord himself. Atrax's face filled the hollow, tusked sneer. Empire cowers behind human tricks. Your rules choke you. Invasion renews at dawn. Sale leaned forward. Your decoys fail, General. Galaxy judges. Atrax laughed. Judges, my coalition's mass. Cult bargains your throne. War comes. The feed cut. Vara's fists clenched. He's right. Fleets mobilize. Mara stepped up. Then force accountability, summon the conquered assembly. My evidence indicts cult. Procedure unmasks him. Sale hesitated. Delay was his tool, deniability his shield. But her eyes, human steel, pinned him. Assemble it, he said, claws retracted. One honest word started this. Yours. Leo fed data to the Nexus. Real-time proofs, decoy seeds, false transponders, cult's escape vector tied to Atrax. Officers murmured. An ensign whispered, humans turn grief to grids. Vara silenced them. Prep for assembly broadcast. Vance advised row for the pursuit. Mara nodded. Non-lethal holds, trap their command ship, expose the architect. The ship shuddered. Fresh scans, coalition reinforcements hyperspacing in. Sale gripped the console. Vara, defend the line. With pleasure, Majesty. Vara's blades extended fractionally. Human way. Mara drafted the next overlay, pursuit vectors, evac confirmations, compassion as weapon. Her fingers didn't shake. Leo leaned close. Cult's trail leads coreward, throne worlds. Atrax's game, bait Empire into overreach, frame them aggressors, ignite galactic war, not today, alarms peaked. Multiple signatures, hostiles decloaking. Vara barked orders. Myra locked eyes with Sale. Together, Emperor, or Atrax wins, he nodded, once. Absolute Monarch bent to procedure. Fleets clashed beyond the hull, lasers scored shields, Mara refined the trap, one carrier down already hers, but Colt's shuttle streaked free. Atrax's shadow loomed larger. Her pad warned, assembly convenes in hours, proofs must land first. Vara's voice cut sharp. Envoy new vector, choose quick. Mara saw it, command ship cloaked till now. Web it now. Webs fired, the ship flickered into view, trapped. Atrax's roar echoed over open comms. Vance, your end nears, she smiled faintly. Humans never angered quietly. Shields flared red, bigger waves inbound, sails claws ignited. For the children! War's course bent, but Atrax hungered still. Incoming dreadnoughts filled the hollow. Collision imminent, Mara braced. Leo drew his sidearm, Vara's fleet wheeled. One word forced it. Now battle sealed it. Mara's shuttle bucked as dreadnought fire raked the shields. Alarms screamed. She gripped her pad, eyes on the holofeed. Vara's fleet closed the noose. Web deployed, Vara transmitted. Atrax's command ship secured. Explosions bloomed across the display. Atrax's roar cut off mid-threat. Silence followed, broken only by Sail's steady voice. Envoy Vance, you have your path to the Senate. The Emperor's claws retracted. His shuttle peeled away, escort intact. Mara's craft followed, weaving through debris. Leo holstered his sidearm. Proofs intact. Decoy beacons logged. She nodded once. No time for relief. 5,731 children. Their ghosts demanded more than victory here. Hours blurred into hyperspace jumps. The Imperial Senate loomed, a colossal sphere orbiting the throne world ringed by defense grids. Mara's shuttle docked amid flashing beacons. Senate guards waved her through. No delays, not today. She strode into the grand chamber. Tiered seats spiraled upward, filled with delegates from 1,000 systems. Holographic banners flickered. Chancellor Colt occupied the central dais, his scaled face impassive. Emperor Sail IX presided above, a jeweled statue in ceremonial robes. Mara activated her override code. Human enclave rights hard-won from the last accord, pods hummed to life. I move for full session, immediate action on Borderworld strike. Gasps rippled, Colt's eyes narrowed. Envoy Vance, this chamber follows order. Order killed them. Mara uploaded the decoy beacon proof. Hollow projections ignited. False distress signals, Atrax's coalition ships masked as Imperial raiders. Telemetry scrolled, 5,731 signatures, tiny and vital, snuffed in the strike. Atrax's false flag, your delays let it happen. Delegates murmured. Sail leaned forward, claws tapping. Colt rose. Procedural violation, human motion lacks quorum. Mara's pad pinged. Leo's annotations layered in courtroom-grade chains linking beacons to invasion vectors. Quorum granted, Enclave Protocols, Section 47. The chamber's AI intoned. Motion accepted, debate opens. Colt's mandibles clicked. He signaled blocks, core worlds, rim alliances, pods lit up in red. Censure Vance, strip human-speaking rights. Inflammatory rhetoric endangers stability. Votes cascaded, half the tiers flushed crimson. Mara's jaw tightened. She saw the game, bury the proof in procedure, let Atrax's war ignite unchecked. Not today, she keyed her override again. I call witnesses. Surviving medics from Epsilon Verge, their logs tied to Imperial delay orders. Hollow platforms materialized at Chamber Center. 3 figures shimmered in human medics, faces gaunt, uniforms scorched. The lead, Dr. Alara Voss, clutched a data slate. We begged evac. Imperial command held fleets back. 20 hours, children died waiting. Mara synced the logs, timestamps aligned. Colt's signature glowed on delay memos, curated deniability. Gasps turned to shouts. Rim delegates shifted. Even Sail's ridges creased. Colt pounded his podium. Fabrications, medics under duress. A scream cut him off. Blades flashed from the upper tiers. Assassins cloaked in coalition gray leaped platformward. Disruptor fire spat. One medic crumpled, chest smoking. Mara dove. She tackled Dr. Voss, rolling them behind the hollow shield. Bolts scorched the air above. Leo, lock it down. Her attaché slapped the chamber seal. Massive doors groaned shut. Security drones whirred to life. Delegates ducked under seats. Admiral Vara burst from a side entrance, blades extended. Intruders identified. Coalition operatives. He slashed. One assassin fell, hooded face revealed, Atrax's sigil tattooed on the neck. The second lunged at Voss. Mara grabbed a fallen disruptor. She fired from the hip. The shot grazed, spun the killer into Vara's path. Vara finished it, clean, precise. Chaos reigned. Colt shouted for order. Sail rose, voice booming. Chamber secured. Testimony stands. Mara hauled Voss up. The medic's hands shook, but her eyes burned. The logs, they prove it. Upload now. Mara steadied her. Proof flooded the central hollow. Delay orders, beacon deceptions, medic vids of dying children. Irrefutable. Delegates stared. Whispers built to a roar. Colt's blocks fractured. Rim worlds defected. Sail's claws ignited faintly. Chancellor, explain. Colt paled. Majesty curated intelligence? Enough. Sail's gaze locked on Mara. Motion for action passed. Fleets mobilized on the overhead tactical. Vara grinned faintly. Clean rules now, Emperor. Mara exhaled. One honest word, testimony, had pierced the veil. Atrax's war stalled. But scouts reported coalition dreadnoughts massing at the coreward edge. She pocketed the disruptor. Compassion shielded them once. Determination would end it. Colt leaned to a hidden calm. His whisper carried. Atrax, accelerate. The chamber's lights flickered. New alarms wailed, incoming strike on the sphere itself. Vara wheeled. All hands, Mara met Sail's eyes. Together or it all burns. He nodded. War's course shifted again, but Atrax played for empires. Dr. Voss gripped her arm. For the children. Mara's pad buzzed. Leo's trace, assassin's handler, planetside, closing in, she smiled grimly. Humans endured and struck back. The sphere shuddered, torpedoes inbound, Vara barked. Evasive, Mara braced, proof lived. Now payback, Senate guards swarmed the dais. Colt slipped toward a side exit. Mara saw it. Block him. Leo moved, silent, efficient. Sail's voice cut through. No one leaves. Accountability now. Delegates cheered, blocks realigned. The Emperor's delay shattered, but outer sensors screamed. Coalition boarding pods latched on. Atrax's voice boomed over comms. Vance, your words end here. She raised the disruptor. Try me. Explosions rocked the hull, breaches sealed. Vara's teams repelled the first wave. Mara pulled Voss to safety. Logs secured, proof viral across galactic nets. Colt cornered, snarled. You force my hand. Your delays killed them. Mara faced him, no anger, just fact. Sail descended, claws on Colt's shoulder. Truth outs. The Chancellor bowed, broken, outside. Vara's fleet engaged. Webs fired. Atrax's lead ship trapped. Mara watched the hollow. One carrier down, theirs, but the tide turned. Leo returned. Handler caught, leads to Atrax. She nodded, war bent, not broken. Alarms peaked again. Fresh signatures, Empire reinforcements. Sail turned to her. Human way, lead. Mara drafted vectors. Compassion fueled it. Procedure sealed it. Atrax's roar echoed. Fading, but dreadnought shadows loomed larger. Galactic fire waited. She didn't flinch. Humans never did. The chamber held. Testimony unbreakable. Incoming fire lit the void. Collision course. Incoming fire slammed the diplomatic shuttle's shields. Mara Vance braced against the buck. Hollow screens flickered. Red alerts screamed. Convoy status, she barked into comms. Leo Ansel's voice cut clean. Lead freighters hit. Casualties mounting. Observers embedded, live feeds secure. Mara punched vectors into the nav console. Escort wings, peel off attackers. Rescue pattern alpha, no kills without my order. The shuttle shuddered. Coalition raiders swarmed the convoy like hornets. Humanitarian hulls vented Atmo. Borderworld refugees, 731 orphans orphaned twice now, clung to escape pods. 12 hours earlier, Mara had forced the authorization. Chancellor Risk Colt leaned across the Imperial strategy table. His frills quivered. Envoy Vance, this humanitarian escort invites disaster. Coalition warlords bait retaliation. Delay, Mara met his gaze, flat, unyielding. 5,731 children vaporized in your borderworld strike. Atrax Knowles false flag. Aid goes now. Embed your observers. Prevent propaganda spins. Admiral Keldvara shifted in his command chair. Scaled hide gleamed under lights. My fleet stand ready. Clean rules. Escorts only. Colt's eyes narrowed. Emperor Sail defers to procedure. Proof of coalition guilt? Leo slid a data slate forward. Quiet, precise. Telemetry synced. Strike signatures match Atrax dreadnoughts. Courtroom grade. Colt scanned it, fumed silent. Mara stood. Authorized launch in one cycle. Observers board human shuttles. Live streamed. Colt bowed stiff. As procedure dictates. Vara nodded respect. Humans fight fair, we learn. Mara ignored the praise. Compassion wasn't show, it was duty. Shields bucked again. Mara yanked the shuttle yoke. Raiders broke formation. Human marine dropships plunged into the fray. Captain Voss status, she snapped. Voss's helmet cam feed patched in. Grainy, raw. Freighter gamma breached, kids in pods launching grapples. Explosions bloomed silent in the void. Coalition fighters strafed pods, deliberate. Cameras caught it all. Atrax's voice boomed galaxy-wide on open channels. Human butchers slaughter innocents, see their rage. Edited feeds spiked across nets. Humans firing wild, pods exploding, Myra's jaw set. Leo counter-broadcast raw helmet cams now. Leo's fingers flew. Uploading, unedited, Marine Mercy protocols active. On Myra's screen, Voss's team jetted to a coalition wreck. Marines cut hulls, dragged raiders from debris, zip-tied limp forms, loaded them with refugees, no shots fired post-ceasefire. Vara's fleet closed the net. Web launchers spat filaments. Raider wings tangled. Engines stalled. Command ship isolated, Vara reported, voice steady. Boarding teams away, intact capture. Mara exhaled sharp. Prisoners first, rosters to me. The shuttle docked hard with the convoy command freighter. Mara stormed the bridge. Leo trailed. Observers, Imperial drones, and aides huddled wide-eyed. Hollow bloomed. Raw feeds viral. Billions watched Marines triage aliens beside kids. Human medtechs pumped stims into coalition pilots, cameras unflinching. Never anger humans, one observer whispered. Aides' scales paled. They save enemies. Colt's face patched in from the palace, forced calm. Damage report, envoy. Convoy 70% intact. Refugees secured, attackers captured. Your observers confirm disciplined response. Mara tapped the hollow. Atrax baited massacre footage. We fed truth first. Colt's frills drooped. Emperor informed, but coalition masses. Vara burst onto the bridge, armor scorched. He thrust a secure pad. Invasion command ship secured. Prisoner roster leads straight to Atrax Knoll. Mara snatched it, scanned. Orders chained, border strike on children, false flag to paralyze empire. Convoy hit bait human monsters for war votes. General Atrax Knoll, she read aloud. Architect. Vara's mandibles clicked. Clean capture, your mercy protocols saved the ship, proof pristine. Imperial observers buzzed, feeds exploded. Galactic nets lit, humans rescue attackers, coalition exposed, Leo cross-checked. Chain unbreakable, court-martial ready. Mara pocketed the pad. Shuttle to palace, Emperor hears this now. Colt's channel flickered. Diplomacy advises. Accountability, Mara cut. No more delays, the shuttle undocked. Vara's webs held the command ship. Escorts herded refugees home, but outer sensors pinged. Dreadnought signatures bloomed. Atrax's main fleet. Collision vectors locked. Mara gripped the yoke. Vara reinforce. Leo prep testimony. Atrax's roar echoed comms. Vance, proof means war. She armed the disruptor. Yours first. Shields flared. Boarding pods incoming. Palace dais awaited. War teetered. Explosions rocked the palace hull. Mara Vance swarmed the dais with Leo. Colt slipped toward a side exit. Block him. Mara's order snapped. Leo moved, silent, efficient, Sale's voice cut through. No one leaves, accountability now. Delegates cheered, blocks realigned, but convoy proof looped on every screen. Children saved, attackers zip-tied, Atrax named, outer sensors screamed anew, coalition pods latched, Atrax boomed. Your words end here. Mara raised the disruptor, steady hand. Try me. Breaches sealed, Vara's teams repelled, logs from convoy secured, viral truth spread. Colt cornered, snarled, you force my hand. Your delays killed them. Mara faced him, fact only, Sale descended, claws clamped Colt's shoulder. Truth outs. Chancellor bowed, broken, Vara's fleet engaged outside, Webb's trapped Atrax's lead carrier, Leo returned. Handler caught. Trails Atrax. Mara nodded, war bent, alarms peaked. Empire reinforcements surged, Sale turned. Human way, lead. Mara drafted vectors, mercy-fueled strikes now, procedure locked them, Atrax roared, fading. Dreadnought shadows loomed, galactic fire brewed, collision imminent. She didn't flinch. Mara Vance slammed the captured roster onto the dais. Hollow screens flickered alive around Emperor Sale IX's throne. 5,731 names scrolled in red, children's faces from the border convoy, dead in Atrax's strike. The open court gasped. Delegates from 100 blocks leaned forward. Chancellor Colt twisted in Leo Ansel's grip at the chamber's edge. His eyes darted. Vara's Marines sealed every exit. Chain of command, your supremacy. Mara tapped the next file. Invasion logs projected. Atrax Knoll's orders signed and time-stamped, false flags planted, Imperial delays flagged in green cult's vetoes. Handler confessed, trails lead here. Sale IX's claws drummed the armrest. His multifaceted eyes locked on the roster, silence stretched. Then he rose, towering, scales shimmering under court lights. Proof. The word hung, one syllable. Court erupted in murmurs. Myra held steady. Not proof, accountability, Colt snarled. Diplomacy ends wars, Vance. This ignites them. She ignored him, faced Sale. Procedure demands mandate. Target Atrax's leadership. Strip vetoes that shield collaborators. Admiral Vara stepped forward, his uniform crisp. Fleet stands ready, Emperor. Clean strikes, no reprisals. Sale's gaze swept the court. Blocks shifted. Coalition envoys paled. Atrax's dreadnoughts loomed on outer screens, reinforcements surging, webs holding. Chancellor, Sale's voice boomed. Your curated truths end. Colt bowed low, forced. As you command. Mara slid the war mandate across the dais. Digital seal glowed. Sale's claw hovered. Then struck, mandate live. Invasion leadership marked. Colt's veto powers nullified. Alerts pinged across the chamber, fleet vectors updating. Court cheered. Fractured alliances realigned. Vara saluted Mara, nodded respect. But Atrax's roar crackled over hacked comms. Empire cowers, children were shields. Mara keyed her wrist unit. Leo fed fresh telemetry. Joint Tribunal, your supremacy. Try Imperial collaborators with invasion officers. Procedure binds both. Sale tilted his head. Alien curiosity gleamed. Human way, balance scales. Negotiations snapped into motion. Mara circled the dais. Coalition envoy balked. Atrax demands sovereignty. Children had none. Mara's voice cut, precise. Tribunal charter, battlefield logs as evidence, no deniability. Vara added weight. My fleets enforce verdicts. Clean rules, Colt interjected from custody. This fractures the throne. Sale silenced him with a gesture. Sign, charter sealed in minutes. Joint tribunal convened on the spot. Leo Ansel took the prosecutor's podium. Quiet, methodical, he uploaded convoy black boxes. Strike patterns overlaid. 5,731 deaths traced to Atrax's pods and Colt's delayed intercepts. First witness captured handler, zip-tied. Atrax ordered the accident. Colt's office greenlit delays. Court recoiled. Alien delegates whispered. Humans never blinked. Admiral Vara testified next. Rules of war bent, my requests vetoed. Atrax's proxy fought back. Border skirmish, Empire provoked. Leo countered with timestamps. Irrefutable, Mara watched from the envoy's bench. Her hand rested on the roster. Grief fueled her calm, procedure her blade. Verdicts compiled, tribunal chair and neutral block judge rendered judgment. Atrax Knoll, guilty of war crimes, execution by fleet strike. Colt, guilty of collaboration, stripped of title, exile, court held breath. Outer battles raged, Vara's web snaring coalition carriers. Explosions lit the void. Mara rose, took the podium, voice steady. Final judgment, she read aloud. Names honored, crimes listed, sentences enforced. Then the core. Accountability, she paused, faced the court. Repeat, silence. Accountability, delegates echoed, hesitant at first. Then firm, Sale's voice joined, boomed, Colt muttered it from chains. Vara saluted, one word, turned silence into law. Alarms blared anew. Atrax's flagship breached the webs, point-blank range. Sale turned to Mara. Lead the strike. She drafted vectors, mercy and precision, target command decks only. Vara's fleets launched, disruptors lanced out. Atrax's roar cut short. Carrier bloomed fire, shards scattered. Court watched. Galactic war averted, blocks pledged anew. But sensors pinged. Deeper shadows stirred. Coalition reserves massing. Mara gripped the roster. Next proof awaits. Sale nodded. Human way prevails. Vara's calm crackled. Flanks secure, tribunal fleets inbound. Colt dragged away, snarled last words. You changed nothing. Mara met his eyes. Everything. Leo handed her the sealed charter. Procedure holds. She nodded. Court dispersed into action. Envoys scrambled to comms. Fleets realigned under mandate. Outside, Vara's armada pressed. Clean volleys dismantled Atrax's remnants. No mercy for architects. Compassion for the rest, surrender channels open. Myra stepped to the viewport, stars streaked, border world safe. 5,731 avenged, but whispers spread. Deeper coalition lords watched, war's embers glowed. She armed her disruptor. Ready, Sale approached. One word, Empire bends. Accountability, Mara echoed, stubborn, precise. His claws clasped her shoulder. Alliance forged, dreadnought signatures spiked. New threat vector, she didn't flinch.